Hey guys, this is Burrell, and I'm recording this video so that we can navigate together some of the kind of foundational documents that I'll be referring you all to throughout the duration of these NTI instructional days. Um, that will guide you in terms of what the learning is, what the schedule's going to be, what the expectations are, et cetera, et cetera. I'm also going to very briefly for this week talk about what our culminating project's going to look like. Uh, Whenever these lessons kind of come to a head, this is going to be the product that you're expected to come up with. But that's down the line. We're not going to get too bogged down into that. I'll give you plenty of examples, and the lessons that we do throughout the coming weeks will more than prepare you for having a spectacular product for that. So, before getting too ahead of myself, I want to go through this Google slide document and then also go through a Google Doc. That would be really helpful in illustrating for you all what our schedule is going to be. So, this first one is a long form uh, document that is going to show you all a week by week breakdown of what the lessons are going to be. This is something that the other sophomore teachers and I have planned out. So this is something that is happening across the board for all sophomore English. So just understand that this is something that is not just a Burrell thing. This is a sophomore English thing, something that we have put into place to try to put you all in the best possible position, all things considered, to get some real quality work in during these like online instructional days. First thing I'm going to go over are some learning targets that are going to be um, adhered to for the next however many weeks that we are doing these lessons. So, our learning targets, there are four of them. The first one is I can create a theme statement and support it with relevant evidence. That has been our underlying learning target, our underlying standard from the beginning of the school year. So that is something that shouldn't be new, but we're just going to reinforce it. That's why I have it underlined. Something that we're going to keep working on, keep addressing, keep developing. The other learning targets are I can write routinely over a period of time to address a variety of tasks. I can produce clear and coherent writing in which the style is appropriate to task, purpose, and audience. And I can use technology to produce, publish, and update my individual writing products. So, all four of these are going to be the learning targets that we're going to be working on throughout the course of this NTI instructional period. So, the next slide gives you an idea of what each home slide is going to look like for the week to week lessons and like lesson breakdown. So it's going to show you what week it is. Like this one is week April 6th through April 10th. It'll either have a breakdown of what like tasks, lessons, activities are going to be, or in the case of this week, it's just going to have a link to the schedule for the Google Doc. That's all I really needed to put in here. And then it's going to have a to-do list. These are the things that you all are responsible for. These are the things that I will, at the beginning of each week or very early on in each week, assign, address, bring your attention to, create a lesson for, and then I will expect you to have some sort of product, some sort of thing to turn into me by 11:59 p.m. on Friday. If I'm giving you something early on in the week, I need it by the end of the week, unless I otherwise state a different due date. But mostly these are going to be week to week assignments, expectations, so on and so forth. So just going over this week, since I'm here, your to-do list is to review the tentative schedule, which is going to be linked here. Complete a short writing prompt, which I will post on Google Classroom, and I will clearly label it. And then email me if you have any questions or concerns whatsoever, because guys, I understand this is just as new to me as it is to you. So if you have anything that's confusing you, that's frustrating you, so on and so forth, please communicate that to me. You have my email. It's going to be on multiple documents. I'll post it even in the stream in Google Classroom just so you all have it. Please do not hesitate to communicate with me if you have an issue, a concern, a question, so on and so forth. But kind of going through, you can see like this is sort of what the tentative schedule is for the next week. There's some lessons that we have. Then the week after, lessons and information the next week. And so it goes on through what would be the end of the year. Even if we are back in a physical classroom, we will continue on this schedule and we will continue doing this work. This is kind of our about face now that this is our new reality, our new normal, if you will. So I'm going to move over to the schedule document, which is a shorter version of this. It kind of tells you all the information for this in a one-stop shop so that you all don't have to kind of hunt for things. You don't have to flip through slides. It's all going to be in one table. And so as you see, the weeks are on the left-hand column, and then the assignments and expectations are going to be on the right-hand column. Up at the top, as you see, assignments are going to be due Friday by 11:59 p.m. unless for whatever reason on that assignment I give you some sort of exception. But I really don't foresee any exceptions to that rule. So we're just going to go with that expectation that any assignment given at the beginning of a week is going to be due at the end of that week, Friday, 11:59 p.m. If you have any questions about that, remember, contact me. In this right-hand column, description, the learning that we'll do in that week, assignments that will be given. If there's any applicable links, they'll also be in there. Like I said, I've linked to the final project that we'll be working toward for this week. I'll talk about that very briefly here at the end of the video. This very video will be linked in this document, and then the slideshow that I just left is going to be linked in this document. Everything's going to be kind of cyclical. It's all going to kind of connect back to itself. And then you see the other weeks here. Everything that's going to be expected, everything that we're going to do. Like I said, I keep using the term like tentative schedule because things might get shifted around just depending on how things go. I might add a thing here or there. In Google Classroom, I might post like a really short like question or like writing prompt that I just want like a up to a paragraph for. But these are the main things that I expect to be done. So this is our main focus here. But please make sure that you're keeping up with the work and that you're doing the work. If there's any kind of issues with that where you all aren't keeping up with things, that's going to be something that's going to have to be addressed. And you all know me. I really would rather not. I'd rather we handle things on our own if we need to. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to go over is this, and I'm just going to talk about it so briefly. All the work that we're going to be doing on these NTI days, possibly moving back into the physical classroom if we get there, is a multi-genre project. I'm going to have another video that's going to give you an example of what a multi-genre project looks like and the pieces of it. This schedule document links to this project outline, this project description, but just know that it's here, that you can already read it. You can already kind of put in your mind ideas for what you want to do for this final project and start mulling it over right now if you want. But just realize that the lessons that we'll be doing week to week are designed to make completing this project easier, and so that you all can have the most success possible in doing this. All of this NTI instruction, all of this NTI education, the biggest kind of motivator is that we want you all to be successful. Believe it or not, we want you all to be successful. We're not trying to burden you. We're not trying to overwhelm you, because this is a novel situation. And so everything is kind of, it's been designed for your success. So again, for this week, I'm going to go back to it. Review this document. Make sure you're cool with it. Make sure you get it. Wouldn't hurt to also look over the multi-genre project instructions, directions, explanation, whatever you want to call it. I'll be giving you a short writing prompt to complete. It's just going to be kind of like a reflective piece. What have these last 3 weeks been like for you all? Talk to me about it. Your struggles, successes, things that you look forward to moving forward, things like that. And then contact me if you have any questions or concerns. If you don't have any questions or concerns, I would like you just to contact me to let me know that. Because if your radio is silent, I really don't know where you're sitting, where you're standing. So that's where we're at. Welcome back to school, or at least what is taking the place of school right now. I look forward to getting back to work with you all. I'm sorry that things got so jumbled up and kind of chaotic here, but we're making the best of it. We'll continue to make the best of it. And I hope to start hearing from you all and getting your ideas on things and your input on things ASAP. All right, guys. Later.